And that was my first and only transaction in 2020. Invest in technology. Any of you are actually using a CRM of some sort, all right? You have to pay for a ticket, you have to pay for a hotel, you have to be away for the family for a few days. I got 2 deals out of it. 2 deals, not 2 leads. I had 2 deals. Safety net is no more than the eagle can fly. If you believe in it, you can do it. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you for the kind introduction. My name is Nigel Wong. Just a little bit about myself. I got my license back in 2020. I got it in January, and then the whole world shut down by March. Right, so I really didn't do a lot of deals in the first year. I think I did 1 deal in the first year, and that was a friend from Hong Kong. And then he was actually moving back to Toronto, right? So, and he called me up, hey Nigel, can you help me find home? I was like, sure, why not? I have nothing else to do. I was still doing my IT job. It was good. It was because we did the whole transaction remotely. We did the showing and everything remotely, and then I was able to find him that house. It was a multi-offer kind of situation. I was able to navigate that, and that was my first and only transaction in 2020. And after that, though, like I felt that, hey, this is maybe something I can do. I was with another brokerage at that time. I feel that I wasn't really learning a lot of things. I wasn't really supported. And then towards the end of 2020, I started like exploring EXP. And then I started looking at a lot of different lines, like different people, different groups in EXP in Toronto. And then I found John, and then the rest is history, right? I remember I actually reached out to a couple of groups, right? And then John, even though he didn't respond to my initial text, but after we, I don't remember. I guess I can look it up, but doesn't matter. But the thing is, since we connected, he's the only guy that actually followed up. And he said, and it was like still in the pandemic. It's like, oh, you want to meet in person? I said, oh, yeah, I want to meet in person. So, okay. So I went to his office. He set me up with all these rock stars like John Tsai, like Simone, and all these people. And then I was like, okay, this guy like obviously know a lot of rock stars. And if I want to be a rock star myself, I need to connect with him. So he closed, right? So I know that he's a closer, so I can learn from him as well. So that was really great. 2021, after I joined EXP, started to gain some traction, doing a lot of more transactions. 2022, I went to EXP conference in Vegas, and that has completely changed my mindset because I saw all these really successful people, how they can build their dreams, right? And I started to believe. I started to believe that, hey, I can do it too. So once I came back, I become super consistent in terms of my actions, in terms of my social media, in terms of following up with the leads, all the daily activities, and I think that's really key. What changed first is the mindset. If you don't believe, then it's not going to happen, right? So here are my tips that I can share with you. Obviously, I mean, George, that's amazing sharing. Thank you so much for that. Just going to share my experience in terms of has been working for me. Okay, so the first thing, as I said, is you have to change your mindset. If you have any doubts in your mind that you can be successful, then it's not going to happen. One phrase I really like is, if you think that you cannot do it, you're probably right. But if you think that you can do it, you're probably right too, right? So it's all about in your head whether you think you can do it, and then just go and get it, right? That's number one. Number two is invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, meaning that get the proper coaching. So George coaching system is great, right? I've gone coaching from John Tsai. I've also paid for coaching as well, like different type of coaching in terms of online lead generation, as well as there's a group in Vancouver, in BC, Sims Coaching. I highly recommend it if you have a chance to look it up. I know it is important, like it is very easy for us to look at different technologies, right? Like, oh, you should do Instagram, you should do YouTube, all that kind of stuff, okay? But if you don't have the fundamentals, if you don't have the fundamentals to how to connect with people, what Tricia talked about, fantastic, right? You call people, when people ask you about how's the market, you have your way of answering, right? It's how do you carry yourself in terms of these conversations? Every day you will have opportunities to talk to different people about real estate, right? How are you going to connect with them? Everybody has different style, but you cannot just wing it. You have to have answers ready to go. You have to know, hey, what is my answer, right? So I think that's extremely important. Think about that, like role playing, all that kind of stuff, so that becomes automatic, so that you don't have to think about it too much. So invest in yourself, even if you have to pay a little bit of money to learn the right skills, really important, okay? Another tip, invest in technology, okay? So right now in this day and age, technology is extremely important. I know some of you may not be comfortable in terms of using different technology or learning different technology. As George has said, it's part of the training. How about you set aside 2 hours a week just to learn the latest technology? Set aside 2 hours a week just to learn about AI, just to learn about, for us, with EXP, we have the KB Core. Are you using it? How many of you is actually using KB Core? Okay. Or any of you are actually using a CRM of some sort? Okay. So for those of you who are not using your CRM, get that sorted. You have to use it. Because in order for you to be consistent and organized, you need to use a CRM to help you to take those daily actions, right? So that's very important. Learn about online leads generation. You don't have to do that right away. But the thing is, when I first started, I started doing online leads generation very early in my career. And that has helped me tremendously. So I just recently closed a client that signed up on my website 3 years ago when I first started. Okay, so it was this guy. He owns a mansion in Kleinburg. So I connected with him and we started talking, and his old guy, he's like really nice guy. So I call him up once in a while, hey, let's go for coffee. And then, in Kleinburg Village, there's a really nice coffee shop. We sit out there, chat, talk about it. And then his daughter recently bought a house with me. And so, you just never know. You just have to have that genuine connection. So that's why I mentioned about it's not just about technology. You also have to have the skills to connect with people, right? So another tip, pretty cliche, consistency and hard work, right? I don't know how I can really emphasize on this, but think of your week, how you can organize your week in such a way that you don't lose track of the things you must do. Like every Wednesday morning right now, well, except today, I go door knock with Matt, right? Yeah, he's a killer. Like every time I go door knock with him, it's such a joy. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. So.
And we manifest the conversations too, right?
Yes.
And then you turn around to me and say, "Hey man, we're just like walking. We're putting in our steps. I'm having a great time. This is a great day. Isn't this a great day?"
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And so going back to my point, being consistent and putting in your hard work, try to plan out your week. Okay, trying to have unmovable blocks within your week that you must do, right? And then you fit your schedule around it so that you have some order in all the chaos, right? Because I know as a real estate agent, like you have to do a lot of things spontaneously. But the thing is, you have to make sure that what are the things that's truly important to your business that you cannot give up, that you cannot let it slide, like prospecting. How many calls are you going to make a day? If you have a number, stick to it. Set aside the time to actually do it, okay? So after this, I need to go home and make some calls. All right, another tip is never stop learning, okay? Always learn from the best. Just like going to door knocking with Matt, right? I know that he's amazing door knocker. And every time I go out, I learn something from him. There are a lot of people that are good at different things. And you can never be good at everything. But you need to explore to find out what fits you. And the only way to do it is to connect with different people. Because not only you're learning from them, there might be opportunities where you can actually collaborate. What Tricia talked about, about referrals, right? I think that's a long game, right? Like we all chase deals after deals after deals. But if you get to a point where you are generating leads, right? You're attracting people, then you would want to find people in your circle that you trust. Let's say if I get a lead in Ottawa, for example, right? I need to find someone that I can trust to give that person the lead, right? Because or else my reputation is on the line. So how are you going to do that kind of stuff is to get to know people, know, hey, this is the best person in Ottawa. From that point onward, anytime I have a lead that's looking in Ottawa, I can send it to that person, and you build the trust that way. And then they will send lead back to you as well, right? So that's how you build a referral network. So then that's a long game, right? And you don't have to chase deals after deals after deals, okay? Find your brothers and sisters in arms, right? That's very important. Like, again, Matt, we go out there and then do business together. We go find deals together. There's recently an agent that joined with me, Calvin. He's an amazing guy. He's been in the luxury space for many years. Like he's in luxury sales. He has lots of great connections, and then we're working together. I recently joined a group called Elite Sold. So those are my brother and sisters. When we have a listings, we go out there and market those listings together, and we build a brand together. And in this business, it is very easy to feel alone. It is very easy to feel that you're fighting this battle all by yourself, okay? But meeting the right people, if you really feel a strong connection with that person, explore the possibility of a higher level of collaboration. Can you work together? Can you put together a team? Can you do some marketing together, right? I think that's very important, because or else it is very easy. There are days where you don't feel motivated. There are days that you don't feel like making videos. You see that I almost put out a video every day. But I can tell you, every day, there's a voice inside of my head saying, hey Nigel, I really don't want to make a video. I really don't want to do it. Oh my goodness, not another video. But the thing is, like, if you have the people around you to encourage you, when you have those bad days, when you have those bad thoughts in your head, those are the people that can support you. And I can share my experience, right? Like, because I recently put out a video about me having this imposter syndrome. I feel that I'm not good enough. I feel that there's always something more I can do, right? But once I put out those videos, I see the people that are around me that would support me and will give me the words of encouragement. And that's very important to me, okay? Another tip, attend events. I'm telling you, it's true. Like events like these, like I feel so inspired already. I don't know about you. Like I'm coming here as a speaker, but I can tell you what I learned today is way more than what I'm giving right now. And I hope you're getting something out of this, right? So as I said, 2022 when I went to Vegas, before I go, I called John, hey, should I go to EXPCon? What's it about? Like, it's a lot of money, right? You have to pay for a ticket, you have to pay for a hotel, you have to be away for the family for a few days. And then John said, oh, you have to go. And I was like, whatever, okay, I'll go, right? Through that event, I got to know John Side personally, like I actually met him face to face. I've gotten referrals from John Side. That's pretty awesome, right? All right, and I met another agent in Calgary, and then she has sent me referrals. And it's not just about referrals too. It's the relationships that you have built. Also, like when I went to Propel early in the year, that's how I met Stuti, right? Shruti, she's the social media manager. And then my Elite Soul group, brothers and sisters, that's how I met a lot of people. So every time you go to an event, well, at least for myself, like every time I get something out of it. And it's not just the things that you learn. Obviously, the things that you learn is important, but it's more than that. Something tangible you can get out of events, okay? So just share a couple more stories in terms of what I do. So I do a lot of social media. And there was one day, someone sent me a pre-construction project. And then I really didn't want to make a video that day. Okay, really, I was like 6 p.m., it was late, and then I was like tired, just want to crash. And then, but I look at this like, okay, might as well do it, right? Just do it. Usually I have a nice camera like this. I just use my phone, whatever. Just want to get it over with, just do it. So I talked about that pre-construction project. Oh, this is a brand new pre-construction project, trying to hype myself up. And then just came across my desk, it's amazing. Like I have the pricing, I have floor plan, send it out. I got 2 deals out of it. 2 deals, not 2 leads. I had 2 deals, right? And I'm not saying that every reel would be like this, right? I got one guy reach out, actually bought a house from that project. I think it's like $2-point-something million home, okay? And then another lead. Okay, this is a funny story. So another lead reached out to me through that reel, and he said, oh, hey, Nigel, I saw that you, this pre-construction project, can you tell me more about it? Start chatting. And he said, oh, and he said, I'm from Colombia. I was like, oh, wait a minute. This cannot be real, right? So he's from Colombia, I'm moving back to Canada, and then, yeah, can you help me? And I was like, sure, whatever. But back in my mind, I know that he's gonna bring up crypto anytime now, right? He's gonna say, oh, can I buy a house with crypto? I was like, right? But we started talking. He actually knows a lot about Toronto, and so he's actually a Canadian. He was in Montreal before, but he moved to Colombia with his family to start a restaurant. But his kids are getting older. He wants to bring back his kids to have education here. So yeah, so I, later on, like in September, he came, and then I booked a whole bunch of showings for him that day. He bought a house, right? It's like crazy. It's some crazy stuff. So be consistent, and I know you cannot rely on luck, but you got to be good to be lucky too, right? And you got to get yourself out there so first of all, get yourself out there so you can get the opportunities, but also prepare yourself so when those opportunities come along, you can actually take advantage of it, right? Okay. So John talked about I gave up my full-time job. So I'm going to share with you a little story. When I quitted my job, actually at the very beginning, I was crapping my pants, man. Like seriously, to lose that paycheck. I used to be in IT. The paycheck is actually pretty good. So that's why I was hanging on it for so long. And then, but when I first quit it, there were a lot of people beside me to kind of encourage me. And then there was one night I had a dream. It was a vision. So it was very clear. It was crazy. So it was an eagle, okay? Trying to fly. And then there was a thread hanging onto the eagle, okay? And then leading from the thread is actually a net, a safety net, okay? So the safety net is actually holding onto the eagle so that the eagle cannot fly away. Until the thread is gone, the safety net is no more, then the eagle can fly. So,
Yeah, that's strong.
that's powerful stuff,
Powerful.
right? So I just want to encourage you. If you believe in it, you can do it. Thank you.
Yeah.